I had to run outside and play with the dogs for a few minutes. I realized that I hadn't done that this morning. So, you got to go outside and pet the dogs. And they expect that. Um, my life has been turned upside down, y'all. Belinda left me again. But she's supposed to be back this weekend. She's gone with a friend of hers on their yearly trip. They go every year about this time of year because it's her friend has a yard service where they keep up lawns and things of that nature. And, she's busy. I mean, she keeps up like, I can't remember now, 150, 200 yards a year. She's got different crews that run out and do it, but she's right there on it. She's one of the hardest working ladies I've ever seen in my life. But and plus I was her pastor at one time, and she had my kids back when they were teenagers, had them out there mowing with her, and they do 20, 30 yards a day with no problem. And of course, a lot of them were small, a lot of them were next door to each other and all that, but still, that's getting after it. So she's a very, very busy lady. And so they're going out of town. They're going, oh, hold on just a second. What am I looking at here? Hey, speaking of Belinda, there she is. Well, Belinda and her friend, Miss Frida, they go out of town somewhere pretty much once a year, most every year. Some years are different depending on what's going on, but most every year they go somewhere. They're good friends. They love each other, and they have just a good time. They've gone out on cruises, and they've gone to, I don't know, they've gone to different places. They've gone up there to Kentucky to that Ark and that Creation Museum. I think did y'all go up to the Cincinnati Zoo while y'all was up there? I can't remember. They've gone out to Oklahoma to that, what's that lady out there that's got the dishes and stuff. I can't remember now. I would know it just as good as anything. But anyway, that's where they are. And they're going out of town, obviously Natchez, and got a bed and breakfast over there. So they're sleeping and eating breakfast every day. And basically, they're not doing anything. They just want to relax. And Belinda still has her, she's still not over her knee completely. I mean, she's doing a whole lot better, obviously, but because it's been a few months. But it's something that she's having to still deal with a little bit. So they're over there just staying away. But I'll tell you something. When she does that, and I love her to do it. I don't want you to misunderstand. She knows, and I know she's here in the chat, or at least for a few minutes. She says she might not stay long. I love for her to go. I do. I want her to go. I want her to enjoy. When I married her back in 1992, I wanted her to have the best life that she could possibly have. Unfortunately, my dreams of becoming a millionaire right after we got married, that kind of fell apart. So I wasn't able to just give her everything. But I wanted her to take advantage of whatever she wanted to do. She wanted to travel, she'd get after it. If she wanted to whatever, I wanted her to enjoy life. But when she leaves, I have issues. It takes me a little bit for my sleep pattern to get I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird because you have somebody here all the time, and then they're gone, and I guess you get used to it with with different styles of life. I know there's people that work offshore like 2 weeks at a time or whatever. Some people go for months at a time. I don't see how y'all do that. I honestly don't. But I know you do. I know you have to because you got to eat, and that's the way you make your living. But my goodness, to be away from Belinda for that long, and then just not have her in the house because we have our routines. In the evenings here for a few months now, we kind of take it easy. We might go out in the yard if it's pretty or whatever, do something out there. If not, if it's too cold or if it's nasty weather or something, we'll be inside. We'll cook. We'll sit down, watch a movie together, and it's just you get familiar. I hope y'all know what I'm saying. But sometimes when she leaves, my sleep pattern gets off, y'all. I might not go to bed until 2:00 in the morning, or I may go to bed at 8, and I may wake up at 4. I may wake up at 10. It's just no rhyme or reason to it. It's just no rhyme or reason. But it takes me a couple of days to acclimate to that. It's just weird. Anyway, y'all didn't need to hear me talk about all that. Let me see who all's here in the chat with us this morning. Our good friend Shannon, she knows a little bit about having to be separated, but she got her camper where she can get down there and be with Roger while he's gone. Hello, Destiny, making coffee and tuning in. Got to have your coffee. I used to love coffee. I did. I used to love coffee, and I wish I still did. I wish I could. I don't know. There's our friend Scott up there up in Canada, rambling with the brews. I figured he'd be wanting to move down here to the south after getting a taste. Welcome to the Crazy Chuck Show with co-host Paul. Paul is actually, he's dragging. I think he stayed up all night. His school, they don't have school yesterday. They didn't have school yesterday or today because Mardi Gras, they celebrate Mardi Gras down here. And of course I think President's Day, and I don't know what all other kind of holidays that, they make stuff up, I think, just to get them a day. Some people it's like a spring holiday or what. I don't know. It don't really matter because he's out of school yesterday and today. So he has a tendency to stay up late and get in there and playing his guitar and piddling around, getting online with his buddies and playing them games that they play. And so he's here. So he's still dragging around. He's up, but he's dragging, y'all. And but I don't know if he'll come in here or not. Good morning, my friend Michael. I got a sweet potato. Actually, I've done sweet potatoes a couple ways. I just put one here in the house, put it in a glass of water. You know how they do, and they say it takes forever. Then I believe them, it takes forever. But I've got roots and I've got some shoots coming up on it, and first one I've ever done. So I'm kind of proud of that. It's taken a long time to get it. But I got some outside that I planted in some dirt. And they hadn't come up yet. I need to go out there and check on them. Anyway, Michael, he is a garden and expert and chicken guru and all kinds of stuff. Good guy, too. Fantastic guy. Hey, Gwen, good morning. How in the world are you? Appreciate you coming in. Baroque. Tom and Rhonda at home with Tom and Rhonda Howard. Good morning. Appreciate y'all coming into the chat this morning. I got a couple things I want to talk about, but I do want to see who's in the chat first. Deb, our friend Deb up in, is it Manitoba? Deb is crazy, y'all. She went slow snow sled tobogganing. I couldn't climb them hills, much less go dry, want to go. I guess I'd rather go back down the hill than walk up it. I'd rather ride down than walk up. If I could have the best of both worlds, that'd probably be all right. Good morning. Oh, by the way, let's see. Blenda, tell Miss Frida hello. I don't know if she's in there watching with you or not, but hello, Miss Frida. Roberta's Artistic Adventures. How in the world are you? Appreciate you coming in, Roberta. Met Roberta. There's Evan. Good morning, Evan. I just watched your interview, and my brain's just gone dead all of a sudden. I can't remember the name of the guy now. Sow the land or something like that. Anyway, pretty interesting. A lot of things a person can learn, isn't it? I hadn't got to your latest one though. Yeah, I've been kind of backed up on anyway, y'all know how it is. Always gardening and prepping. Good morning, Teresa. Good to see you. There's our friend Zany May over there in Florida. Good, always good to see. Oh, y'all are both here. Hey, I'm glad I said hello then. And for those of y'all that don't know, that may be new to the chat, most all of you know Blenda is my wife, and I done told you she's out of town. There's our friend Bill. We had him interview as a guest Friday night. Him and Gracie. Yeah. Hey, wasn't she just the sweetest thing? If y'all were here watching that, I know some of you were. Oh, Gracie, she's something. Once she finally got to talking, she done good. I don't think I'm going crude. Now, Blenda, she would love it. Pioneer Woman. That's the name of that place that y'all went to see. Yeah, that's right. Pioneer. Gardening or just dreaming about gardening? Either one. I do it all. I do it. I'm a full service gardener. I dream about it and I do it. Hey, Coastal Water, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Fat Mama's Tamales. They went to you know where they went? They went to Roux 61, ROUX 61. And Blenda said it was fantastic. Fantastic. And it kind of made me jealous because I like a good Cajun flavor. I just do. I like a seafood Cajun style. And they say, no, I can't. You right. I can't. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was actually heartwarming. Who are you and what are you doing, Bobby? Yeah, I guess that's both ends of the spectrum, isn't it? Thank you, Zane May. Appreciate you throwing up a link or two. Hey, Sarah. Good morning. Always good to see Sarah. I never know what I'm talking about. Howdy, Mark. All right. I knew you wasn't going to stay long. They are more interested in getting out and seeing the different sites and stuff, which I don't blame them. I would too. I mean, there's Katie. Good morning, Katie. How in the world are you? Everything's well here. I'm getting ready to go outside here in just a little bit. I probably won't do it today. I may do it today. I got my garden tilled. Well, some of it tilled yet. I got the spot where I'm going to plant my bush beans and my pole beans. I got them that tilled up yesterday, and I got in between my potatoes tilled because I want to throw some more dirt up on the hills. And so hopefully I get some of that done. But I got them rattlesnake beans. I got to figure out a way to make a trellis too. Hey there, buddy. Tracy T. Hand 141 Homestead. He is up there living the high life in New York. I'm going to figure we needed another long weekend. Family day. Okay. I talked with Dan DC Outdoors. And I think he was saying something about that Family Day. But he was also talking about that they have a day here and there where it's like free fishing. You know, if you don't have to have a license or whatever, you just go fishing on that day. And I like that. I think we have some similar to that here at different times. Years ago, I don't know how many years, probably 15, 20 years ago, probably 20, at least 20. I was pastoring a church up in North Mississippi, and I got called to a church in Louisiana. And before I went over to Louisiana, my buddy that lives in Louisiana but has a camp in Mississippi where we've been going to for 30-something years now, or over 30 years, he said, Chuck, you got to get your out-of-state license before you move. He said, if you don't, it's going to cost you a fortune. And I said, I'll look into it. Well, I looked into it, and it's like $1,000. And I said, I don't think I can afford $1,000. He said, Chuck, you got to do it. Just go ahead and do it. And so I did. I went ahead and got my license, went to Jackson. You have to go to Jackson to do all this. You can't just, anyway, at least at that time you couldn't. I had to go all the way to Jackson, take care of it all up there. But I finally did it and then moved to Louisiana. And we was in Louisiana 5.5, almost 6 years, I think. Something like that. Time gets away from me. But let's just say 5 years, I think it costs like somewhere between $300 and $400 a year to fish, for an out-of-state fishing and hunting license, big game, because you can't just have a hunting license. You got to have a regular hunt license, then you got to have a big game hunt license, then you got to have an archery license, then you got to have a primitive weapon license, then you got to have a turkey tag, and then you got to have, they just add stuff on. And so it adds up. So let's just say 300 to make it easy, make the math easy. At $300 a year for 5 years, that's $1,500. So if I wouldn't have went ahead and got my lifetime license, then it would have cost me an extra $500. And so now I got them. And so for 20 years now, I hadn't had to worry about the date. I hadn't had to worry about is my license expired? I hadn't had to worry about that. Fishing, hunting, it don't matter. It's good for all of it. So I'm glad he talked me into it. I really am. How did I get off on that? I think that was Dev's fault. Yeah, Manitoba. 3 times up the hill. Yeah, snowmobiles are all. See, that's what I wouldn't mind. If I could get up and down, I put figures out. Nobody's out to take a broken Canadian. There's the rebuild fund and video of disaster to help Mark out after his place burnt down. Yeah, she's a good person, a sweet little girl. Good morning, Marie. How in the world are you? Always good to see Marie. Our Okie Homestead, Route 61. That's the name of it. Your kids were in Mississippi. Was they in Purvis, Mississippi, around the Hattiesburg area? If they were, they should have said something. Yeah, get me to 1,000. Get me to 1,000. I was planning on going on a YouTube tour, a live stream YouTube tour, and I just hadn't started setting it up yet. I hadn't started putting out that vibe yet because I want to. I think it would push me over. Like if I could get on different channels, like Scott, which he was very instrumental in pushing me over the 500 mark. Nick from AZ Highland Homestead, he was instrumental. Steve and Mr. Boots and Bounty, he was very good about helping with that. But I think if I could get on all y'all's different live streams that people do and you could introduce me to people, I think I could get over the 1,000, which I don't know what I'll do then. I guess pat myself on the back maybe, because whatever. Howdy there, Growing Farmyard. Good to see you. How's little how's the little baby doing? I can't remember now. Oh, by the way, speaking of babies, Lydia had a baby. Lydia, Sweet King's Garden, had her baby and had a little girl, I think. Y'all, I can't remember boys and girls when people have little babies because I'm not good at that kind of stuff. But anyway, I felt like a proud grandpa, y'all. I don't know why. She didn't name it Jesse or Chuck, though. All right, Zany Mae, thank you for coming. Sarah, I think I seen where you had to go to work. DC, that's DC Outdoors. I don't know if he's in here, but I was mentioning you a while ago. Dan was talking about on his live. He had a live the other day, yesterday. PSV Odyssey. Good morning. Good morning, Paul. Good to see you. Yeah, I do got something I want to talk about, and it's kind of sketchy. That's right. Appreciate everybody. Good to see. Meridian, Mississippi is where the kids were. Okay. Got a good friend of mine up there in Meridian, Mississippi. He manages the Walmart up there. He's the Walmart manager. Rebecca, in fact, he's come on the chat before. You might have seen him, Brian Sellers. Good morning, Rebecca. Good to see y'all. I'm slow this morning. I'm slow. Good morning, Devin. How in the world are you? Always good to see Devin. And I guess I should mention Ryan too, but I always just say hello, Devin. Is that right? Which feed store? Stewart's? That'd be cool. If you ever come over this way again, you make sure you holler at me. I'll bring you up to the local Stonehouse restaurant. We'll get us something to eat. Good morning, Pastor Lon. Good to see you. Appreciate it. Y'all want to get some good devotionals. And, well, he has also homesteading stuff and stuff like that. He and his wife, and sometimes they cook. But he has a lot of, he's a pastor over there, and he has sermons and then devotions and stuff like that. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I'm going to, hold on. I'm seeing something. Chuck and cruising. Y'all got a cruise to plan for. Y'all don't need me. Hey, there you go. There's your name. That's a thought, Paul. Chuckette. Although I kind of like the name Charlisa. Charlisa instead of Charles. Charlisa. Oh, you did hear. Good. DC Outdoor. Good guy. He's one of these guys that's super, super nice. It seems, from what I could tell, loves his family, takes his boys out, and lives up there in the Great White North. Every time I think I've seen it, it's been white. He gets outdoors with them boys, and he also reviews different things like MREs, and I don't know what all else. Get up there and check old Dan out. I think you'll like him. Good morning, Wendy. Wendy? I always get confused with that little Wendy's. Hey there, Ted. Good to see you. Y'all, all right. I have made it down to the bottom of the chat. So I want to, there you go. You can check him out right there. It's political, and I don't want y'all to leave just because it's political. Because I got politics and religion this morning, and I know how sensitive people can be. We live in a very sensitive culture. We got people that live around us in every aspect. They're scared to say anything. Scared to say anything because they're afraid they might hurt somebody's little feelings. But and you know, I understand it. Let your speech be seasoned with salt and grace and all that, and speak the truth in love, so forth and so on. I understand that, and it's better sometimes just keep your mouth shut on a lot of things. Better to be quiet, intolerant, and sensitive. Yeah, they are. But let me tell you something. I got to thinking about, y'all remember this Chinese balloon thing? Chinese spy balloon? I don't know what all that. You hear so much stuff, and then it gets on the internet, and then people start making fun of it, and then you don't know what's right and what's wrong. I don't trust the news. I don't trust what they say. So you really don't ever know what's going on, right? But I heard on the news, me and Belinda had met some friends for our Sunday evening. We'd went out to eat with them, and on the way back, there was the news was on, or the news came on. And they said something about this spy balloon had been shot down off the coast of South Carolina. And that's somewhere over there by y'all, isn't it, Lon? Homestead and Pasture? Anyway, so you may know more about it than I do. But from what I understand, our government, our military, I don't know who it was, shot down this balloon. Y'all, am I just dumb? I'm just thinking, if this was like a spy balloon, I don't get it. I mean, why a balloon? That makes no sense to me at all. But I don't know. I don't know what goes on. I don't know all the different electronic blah blah blah. I don't know what all kind of stuff they could be searching for. Don't really matter. But am I dumb for thinking, why did you shoot it down? Why did you shoot it down? I mean, how easy would it have been to capture that balloon? If you're looking for information, intel, if you're looking for something, wouldn't it have been, hey, look, let it get out over the ocean a little ways, and then throw a dart at it and pop it, which I know it's not that simple, but still, it couldn't be that hard to catch, right? It's a balloon. It's not driving Mach 2 or whatever. Why couldn't you just capture it? Why blow it up? Unless you want to get rid of evidence. Call me conspiracy theorist if you want. If you want to get rid of the evidence, blow it up. That's what I would do. If I want to get rid of evidence, you burn it, you get rid of it, you sift it through the ashes. But if you want to find out about it, you take it apart. How many of y'all growing up, it was shot down? Okay, so I wasn't making stuff up. If it's that important, if it's gathering information, why not take it, bring it to one of your little places, take it apart, find out what all's in it, blah, 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 blah. That's right. See, I'm not trying to start a thing, but why couldn't you? It just, look, if you want to catch something that can't move fast, like me, like if me and anybody else was in this field outside my house, and a bear got after me. We have black bears in Mississippi. Y'all know that? Anyway, a bear got after, and we started running. I guarantee y'all, I would be the easiest one to catch because I'm the slowest and most out of shape. It could catch me. It could catch me with no problem. The other person, they could get away. They could crawl under the fence. They could get in the house. Not old Chuck. Chuck's going down because I'm slow. I'm slow, and I'm old. I'm out of shape, and I've lost the will to run. It just seemed like if something's going that slow, you could have caught it. That's all I'm saying, folks. Maybe I'm simplifying this thing too much. Maybe I am, but I think I have belabored that point long enough. Get you first, but I'm next, and I'll fill him up. Hey, good morning, Linda. Scott, man, that cracked me up. Good morning, Linda. Now, I've covered the politics side of things. Let's get on religion real quick. I've been wanting to try and start a little, just something every once in a while. And y'all know me. I'm not scared to tell y'all what I believe. I do it on occasion here on our live. I do it on my videos on occasion. I believe in an almighty God. I believe that he loves me. I believe he sent Jesus to save me. And I'm thankful. And listen, not only that, he rose again that I could be justified. That means that when I get to heaven, that God's going to look at me, I'm going to be judged righteous because of Jesus Christ. A whole lot more to it. But I don't want to get into that side of it. Y'all know I am. But I wanted to start a little thing. And I had a thought. And I said, well, maybe I do that. Like, I don't want to just do a long, drawn out thing. But just a thought, a Sunday thought, a minute long, 2 minutes long, something like that. And therefore, it's just something that I feel like I need to do. The Lord just seemed like it's kind of leading me in that direction. But I hesitate about it because I know I put one out this last Sunday. It hadn't got just a ton of views. I mean, it's more than I thought it'd get, but not a ton of views. But there's a danger in that. There's a danger in that because people go to your channel for certain reasons, whatever reasons those are. Whether you're gardening, whether you're cooking, whether you're hunting, fishing, whether you're doing things that concern God. But when you get into religion, you immediately, I guess, have a tendency to alienate a vast portion of your audience. And let me tell you what I'm thinking about, or my logic on this. Let's just use a term, let's just say half, just to make it easy on us. Let's say half of the people that watch your channel don't believe in God. They are anti-God. They don't love God. They don't care enough. They think God is the tooth fairy. Okay. They think anybody that believes God is crazy and has lost their mind. I'm just using an example. So there's 50% that's gone. And then you got those that want to call themselves Christians, but they don't want to associate with Christians. They don't want to associate themselves with God, but they don't want to disassociate themselves with God because it might just possibly be that this God thing is real. And so they want to kind of have like a little insurance, just in case all this is real, when they step off into that great eternal world. But they're still uncomfortable with it. They're still uncomfortable. They don't want to be associated with anything religious because it offends people. We don't want to say something might offend people. Listen, you got to be kidding me, right? You got to be kidding me. Look at all the movies that's out there, the vulgarity, the sexual content. It's everywhere. It's there. They're putting it on your TVs. They're putting it where your children. Listen, I can't let my grandbabies watch YouTube by themselves. The little cartoons, I can't let them watch that by themselves because they're throwing junk in the cartoons. It's crazy, y'all. So you got to monitor cartoons nowadays. And then if it's not in the cartoon, they got the advertisement, the commercials. They're going to throw up something like that in the commercials. So don't tell me you just worried about offending people. You don't care if everybody else is offended. You don't care if everybody else has all these things going on life that offends people. No, I don't want to hear that offensive mess. the reason you avoid it is because you're not settled within yourself. It's a personal thing. You have chosen yourself to distance yourself from those that are of God, and it makes you uncomfortable. Let's just say half of the half is those people. Okay, so that's 75% that you've lost. You got 25% people left. Now, of those 25% that are avid Christians, y'all Christians seem to hate one another. It seems like that. I guarantee you, I could put on something that would be. I could say God is love. God is love. The Bible says God is love. It's universal. Most everybody would accept that God is love. Most people. But you get a bunch of religious people together, and next thing you know, you've got a fight on your hands because they're going to argue the fact that God is love. We're going to disagree on it. And it's a shame that happens that way. I understand we all may have our different beliefs. We may all have our different. There's a doctrine, there's a truth, there's a right. I may not have it all the time, but listen to me, God's never wrong. Chuck can be wrong. God's never wrong. Heard a man make a statement one time. He said, just because I don't understand the Bible don't means, that's right, I'm offended by the evilness. Doesn't mean it's wrong. I'm sorry. I got to looking off to the side, or I got carried away and I forgot to look at the comments. Yeah, there's a lot of different churches. There's a lot of, and there's a reason for that. The reason for that is because there's so many people with their own views, so many people with their own beliefs, and this doggone thing keeps coming in. My notification thing off to the side for Google. Anyway, hey Paul, let me do this like that. Y'all don't want to see Paul going back and forth, taking care of the animals. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. And so we get a little bit nervous. We get a little bit nervous talking with other people that we feel like we got things in common with, because there's always some little thing that separates us. That's why you got 50 different types of Baptists, 50 different types of Methodists, 50 types of charismatic, 50 types of whatever. We all are right? I'm going to tell you something. The Bible's right. I can be wrong. I don't agree with the doctrines of a lot of denominations. I just don't. I don't believe it agrees with Scripture. But and that's what separates us. It does. But there's some things that we get offended on among ourselves. I had a man make a statement one time. He said, the Christian army is the only army that shoots its wounded. I don't know who said that, but I heard a man say that one time. That's right. Let there be no division among us. Hold on. What's Scott doing to me? Sunshine and rainbows. Ain't no telling what Scott's going to do to me. But you know what I'm saying. So I was a little hesitant because I know you put something out there. Brother Lon can tell you, Brother Bill from Last Days Homestead, anybody that puts any kind of Christian, they can tell you that you're going to get people that know it all. You know what I'm saying? The people that know everything about the Bible, and they want to tell you everything about the Bible, just like people that know everything about the weather, knows everything about politics, knows everything about gardening, knows everything about canning. Oh, don't get into the canning world. You get into the canning world, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have a fight on your hand. You thought religion and politics was tough? Get into a discussion about canning with folks. Man, I tell you, they'll about crucify you. What's I talking about? It don't really matter. I'm just going on. I'm just ranting this morning. Politics and religion and all the Cannon police. That's right. The Cannon police. I need to go get me some guitar strings. I'm completely changing the subject. I need to go get me some guitar strings. My guitar strings are old. I always keep a couple extra sets. And I like the Elixir. I like the light or the extra light that's easy on my little delicate fingers. I see you, Linda. I see you. Hey, Jen, good to see you. You could not find this for the world. I'm sorry. But my little delicate fingers, they need the light, and the Elixir, they got that coating on it, makes it easy. It don't hurt my fingers. I'm telling you, I need some Skin So Soft to rub on my hands. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Boots and Bounty, yeah, you in here. I was dealing with my arm and it's tough my dad said getting old isn't for wimps. I believe him. But I've been fussing with this arm, my joints, for like 2 days now. And then I remembered I got some comfrey salve from Steve and Casey. So I went in there and I rubbed it on there last night. It feels some better today. It's not quite as sore. So Yahoo. I'm still not, I'm still holding on, make sure it's going to hold on. Guitar strings. I was trying to remember what I was talking about. But my daughter got my good guitar. I say it's a good guitar. It's good to me. It's my Martin. It's just a low end Martin guitar, but it has such a great sound, y'all. The Martins, they just have a just fantastic sound that comes out of them. I don't know if it's the wood, the way it's made. I don't know, but they sound just fantastic. Magnesium supplements of help. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Comfrey salve. Yeah. Hey, well, I've used it before, Stephen, and it did help. It did help. But I'm the type of person that's not going to use medicine or salves or anything because I just don't like taking that kind of stuff. I'm like, if you can heal without taking all that, your body's stronger. But obviously, I have proved that theory wrong because my body's not any stronger. Guitar strings. My daughter, when she left a few months ago to get her own little house, she needed my guitar because she needed to play it in church and for a special, she said. Well, it hadn't come back to my house, y'all. It stays at her house. And she uses it. Of course, she uses it every Sunday and Wednesday whenever she has to play because she plays with them. And I'm happy for her. But it's got my strings in it. I had 2 brand new packs of strings for when I need to change the strings out. So I don't have any strings here at the house. So I got to go to, I got to go get me some strings for my guitar. I need some for my mandolin too, but I think I got some for my mandolin. I think I got some for that. But I hate to change them out because it takes time. But anyway, I'm going to go do that. I plan on going to do that. Hope to go do that because the strings I got on there are old on my guitar here. I've got a guitar here. I've got a Jasmine guitar that's, gosh, I've had it since I was probably 15 years old. So about 40 years. It's about 40 years old. And it's a nice guitar. I mean, it sounds good. It's not anything like my Martin, but Jasmine, I think it's like a Takamine knockoff or whatever they call them. But I mean, it's a decent guitar. I did lower the action on it a few years ago, sanded down the nut and made it lower, and then changed I had to tune it a little bit, with the rod that goes through the neck. So my strings are a little bit lower. What they call that intonation, where it's got to be the same on the 12th fret, then it has to be at anyway, all that's neither here nor there. It does pretty good, but when the strings get old, they just get old. They don't sound as good. They hard on your fingers. The sound seems to be lost in them, and it just drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Is it a Jasmine? Yeah, a Jasmine guitar. Jasmine guitar. I guess that's what you're asking. Yeah. Yep. It's really not. I mean, it's really not. Yeah. I mean, the first few times that you do it, if you do it, but I mean, it's how many guitars across this world have guitar strings on them? A bunch, right? A bunch. So obviously it can be done. Millions upon millions of people do it every day. So it can be done. It's like I used to tell my kids when they were taking these standardized tests in school, where they had to take these tests every once, and they get all worried, get all upset. I tell them, son, I tell them, or one of my daughters really got worried with it. I said, look, you think about all the kids that had to take these tests. Think about the kids in your class. They make these tests where even they can pass them. And you know how dumb they are. You know how dumb they are. If they can pass them, they got to make these tests where not everybody fails them, right? And we got a lot of – listen, I used to teach in some of the school. Woo! Getting my day Friday. I'm going fishing Friday with some friends, my brother-in-law as well. And we go. I hope we have a good day. Catfishing, bass fishing, red fishing. Anyway, standardized test. When I was in high school, and I'm going to have to get off here in a minute. When I was in high school, me and my best buddy Paul, which in high school we wasn't best friends. We didn't become best friends until our college days, when we started riding to school together and going to the camp and all together. But I mean, I came from a small school. Everybody knew everybody. I mean, we was all friends, but we had a little cliques as well. But me and old Paul had missed the test. We was sick, or we was out, or some reason we missed the test the day before. So they put us into the little library or to the extra classroom or something. I don't remember what it was. And said, y'all got to take this test. It's the ones where you got to color in the circles. We got in there and got to cutting up and laughing, and started drawing little faces, circling in faces and doing our names in it. Ain't no telling. Obviously, none of it was the answer, because several of them had several different answers in it, and we got in trouble for that. They made us redo it, and I mean, but we was in there doing that. It's like, what's the use of doing these stupid tests? And I know a teacher would probably disagree with me, but I don't care. I think that kids got along well without them, and this world's got along well without them. But what I know, I'm dumb as a rock. So maybe I do need to change my mind and my attitude. You don't know how crazy it drives me. That's right. Love and compassion. Our motive is key. Simplified. I preached on simplification Sunday morning. The Pharisees were saying, well, who do you pay tribute to Caesar? This, and Jesus simplified it, didn't he? Whose image is on the coin. Oh, Sadducees came along. What about this woman? She was married to this, and then he died, and then his brothers died. She went through 7 of them. They all died. I was like, guys, I mean, they all died. I'm just saying, woman's, every time you marry her, you die. You may want to stay away from her. And Jesus simplified it. You want to know what you want to know what you want to. Y'all are complicating this thing with all this junk. He said, love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and all thy mind. And second's like it to the first, love thy neighbor as thyself. Love thy neighbor, and that color in those circles. Hey, we was coloring a bunch of them. Whack, 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 whack. Yeah, yahoo, yahoo. Yabba dabba doo. Quack, quack, quack. All right, y'all. Anyway, I got to get some guitar strings. And then I don't know how that transitioned to me and Paul coloring pictures and designs on our standardized test. I'm not real sure how all that come about. Me and Paul, when we was in college, he had a little pickup truck and he had a dog. We called it Mako. It's part chow, but part something else. It was a motley looking colored dog. It was the weirdest looking dog, but it was beautiful, even in its weirdness. It's real fluffy. And we would carry it to school with us, to college with us. And when we didn't do it, I'd say, Paul, where's Mako at? Where's Mako? He said, well, I left it at the house today. I said, man, you got to bring Mako. That was like a girl magnet. I kid you not. Throw Mako in the back of the truck. Girls would, all we had to do was stand back there by, and the girls would come. That's back before I met Blenda, back before I met Jesus. I don't know. I don't know what any of us are talking about. Hey, Lon, appreciate you coming. Eating liver and onions today. I'm sorry. I hope y'all all have a fantastic day. I really do. I appreciate y'all coming and listening to my rantings and ravings and spending time with me. I really do. What kind of mandolin do I have? I have an Alvarez. An Alvarez. Alvarez? Yeah, I believe it's an Alvarez. It's a nice mandolin. I mean, it's a nice sound mandolin. It's not top end, obviously. But it's a nice sounding mandolin. It's got easy action on it. I had one before that. I can't remember where I got it, but man, that thing was hard on your finger because it was so far from the neck. It just eats you up. Well, look, y'all have a fantastic day. Thank you all for coming. Hey, D, we leaving. You coming here at the last minute. But I appreciate you showing up and thinking about us. Y'all get over and see Andale. I believe, I can't remember who else is on. Darian is at 10, Moment in the Word. And Andale's at 10. Danny Day's probably 11. I don't know if the Chatterbox Gals are going to do anything this week or not. I just don't know. And then Tammy and Lisa, Mountain Grandma, and Yogi Hollow Farm. I don't know who else come on. A bunch of folks come on. Tuesday, a lot of folks come on. But God bless y'all. Y'all have a fantastic day. And we'll talk to y'all later.